What's up, neighbors? It's Steve from Launch PPG. We are here today to look at, new to us, the PAP Tinox V2, and we're very excited about it. Dealt with customs and tariffs, and after a seemingly very long time, it is now here. So we're gonna go ahead and show you. We've unboxed everything, but this is exactly how it comes from the factory, and we are going to go over what comes with it, some assembly, and basically look at the project together. Okay, so we have our swag here. We got a hat, t-shirt, lanyard, stickers. We got the prop, the propellers, the propeller hub. We got the dual start. So we have the charger for the dual start, comes with a spark plug, the covers for the swing arm adjustments. Looks like we got some throttle components, instruction manual in Spanish and English, and looks like we got tools. Oh, good. So we have tools for the assembly. We have a reserve bag and a beautiful exhaust system with the port set up for smoke. No drilling involved. So here is the unit itself. Looks like we have a little bit of work to do, not much. It comes pretty well assembled. The swing arms need to be adjusted with the hang test. The off-grid throttle is already assembled with the dual start. Looks like we got to put in a spark plug, put the propeller on, and the hoop looks like it's going to be simple to install. So we're excited about this. We'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and install the exhaust. So the tools required for this are a 10 millimeter wrench or a socket. We're going to use a socket, and then also the included spring puller. So let's see. We'll start by taking off the 10 millimeter nuts. Now that we're ready to install, what we're going to do is go ahead and set it in place, make sure everything lines up, not tighten anything down so we can make any adjustments that we need to. And then we'll use our tool and go ahead and start tightening things up. So we'll position it in place. There we go. Everything looks pretty good. Let's get our washer. We're going to go ahead and just hand tighten this in place just to keep everything from falling. And then there's one in the back here that doesn't need a washer. You just go ahead and put the nut on it for securing it. This is just going to be holding it in place for getting the springs on. So if you look here, just make sure that we're lined up. Pretty nice. They're all ready just to be pulled on. And go ahead and put those on. And we're going to want to go opposites just to make sure we get it seated properly. Okay, now we can go ahead and tighten up the other nuts, and we're good. And there are torque specs for all of this stuff, so you're going to want to go ahead and look at the manual. We're not going to do that now. We're just going to get it assembled. Okay. The exhaust is on. Per the manual, get the swing arms adjusted to the closest spot so we can do a hang test and then do the final fine tuning of the hang points and then I think we could put the net on and go ahead and put the prop on, and we should be in business. So now we're gonna go ahead and get the swing arm points set close, and then what we'll do is once we get the hang test done and dialed in, then we can go ahead and cinch these back up and use some blue Loctite in order to make sure they don't come out during flight. But these new swing arms are pretty sweet. So pull this off. We looked on the manual, and this should be a pretty good starting point for where we should be. And like I said, once you get to the point where you have it dialed in, then you can secure these down, and your hang point should be perfect. And what's nice about these is once you get your hang point dialed in, you just loosen these up and these move forward and back, so you can make real finite adjustments. And then this keeper here is a safety feature, so if something happens right here, the travel here is very short, so very slick design for sure. Once you get this set and everything is dialed in with the hang test and you're satisfied with the results, these neoprene covers go on for protection as well as making sure you don't bump into them. So these get a little bit exciting. Might need a set of needle nose and possibly an extra set of hands, because they're pretty snug when they're new. So then once you get these in position, you can go get your carabiner and go ahead and put it together and assemble. This part of the process is complete. Okay, so here's the fun part when it starts looking like a paramotor. We have the netting, which is amazing. They did a great job on this. Super easy to install, which everybody's gonna like for takedown at the field if you want, for storage, transport. That is looking good. So this one goes this way. No, this way. Done, done, done. And last but not least, that's it. She's sexy. So the final part of assembly for the motor itself is going to be the propeller, and we got the 140 size. So the helix label goes to the outside. And go ahead and get the screws all through. And put the hub on the back side, little spacer. Then we can just go ahead and finger tighten these here, and then make sure that we don't want to put any Loctite here, because we want easy accessibility to get these on and off. Then make sure you check for the torque specs on these. And they will be in Newton meters, so make sure you get yourself a good torque wrench. You want to check all these, everything that we assembled with the torque specs and go through the whole motor. Basically make this your first very thorough pre-flight. She's sexy. News and a new product for us, and we have dealt with customs. We dealt with the what was that?
Tariff.
Yeah, that was the word. Okay, what is this thing called? Go ahead and put those on. They're not easy. Hang on, let me start over. Okay, stop. Oh, that thing is so huge, dude.